I'd like to welcome you all to Nepal and to the highest bike ride in the world. And this is our amazing team, apart from Tim Moore, Paul Clark, Craig Wiltshire, we've got Giles Fairman, Mariel Davis, myself, Neil Lawton, and our wonderful Sherpa team. Okay, introduce yourselves and how many times you've summited Everest? 15 times Everest summited.
So I'm Nima, I'm guiding for the highest bike ride this time, and myself I have done like 8 times.
8 summits of Everest?
6 times.
6 times?
5 times.
5 times?
My name is Tashi Sherpa. I climbed 5 times Mount Everest.
Well done.
Hello, namaste, nice to meet you all. And my name is Mingma Sherpa, and last year 1 time summit Everest.
Well done.
Thank you.
Neil Lawton, 1 time summit Everest.
Mel Davis, 0 times.
So, where did it all start?
Well, unless your name's Neil Lawton, you don't wake up in the morning and decide to do the world's highest bike ride. I found out about the expedition from Scott Nurston and the folks over at ITHQ. Scott told me there was some crazy guy who needed an IT person to help a remote school in the Himalaya with their rudimentary IT infrastructure. It turned out that in 2022, Neil got snowed into a village called Kagkot at 3,400 meters in the Himalaya. He was there attempting the world's highest bike ride. The school had given the team shelter, and he wanted to repay their hospitality by raising money for IT equipment and upgrading the facilities at the school. I joined forces with the folks at ITHQ, Scott, Sally, Dale and Mal, as they set about trying to raise funds to support the school, as well as join the trek. They secured sponsorship from Backbox along the way. So a big shout out to Backbox. Your donations are powering the internet at the school in Kagkot and providing vital communications and access to learning outside the village. Also, a big shout out and a thank you to everyone else who donated. You know who you are. Well, we missed the 2023 climbing window, so our sights were set on September 2024 and the autumn climbing season. It was becoming clear that the costs for the expedition were going to be significant. And so the folks at ITHQ decided to put their efforts behind the fundraising aspect for the school, focusing on the IT equipment and internet, as well as supporting my efforts to actually go to the school and climb with the highest bike ride team. Meanwhile, Neil in parallel recruited Tim, Mel, Paul and Giles and set up another fundraising campaign in parallel with them to specifically focus on the facilities at the school.
How do you prepare yourself for a challenge like the world's highest bike ride?
Well, I was up for it, but besides climbing Kilimanjaro, I'd never done anything like this before. To make up for my lack of experience, I did climbing training in the Scottish winter and then went out to Nepal in May 2024, where I climbed on Mira Peak, went over the Ampulapsa Pass and summited Island Peak. After that, I knew attempting the world's highest bike ride was going to be tough, very tough. I prepared by running, a lot. And as we got closer to go time, I spent nights in an altitude tent, building up to around 6,000 meters from the comfort or discomfort of my bed in Horsham in the UK. The team, which by now had grown to 6 of us, also put in work and spent time at the Altitude Centre in London, preparing for what was to come.
What about organising the trip in Nepal?
Well, the logistics involved for an expedition of this nature are something else. Without the support of Neil from our side in the UK and SKA Adventures in Nepal, it would be very difficult to make this happen. Tsering and Nima Sherpa from SKA handled the logistics and organization brilliantly. From the get-go, it was important that we were a joint Nepal and British expedition with a shared goal, and they put together a team of super experienced climbing Sherpa, a top chef in Bishnu, and 10 porter and kitchen staff, all complemented by a pack of 17 mules. Okay, if you're ready, let's dive in. Enjoy the ride.
Had a very relaxing 24 hours staying here in Tamil, in the heart of Kathmandu. A very brief 24-hour stopover. Time to get our last bits of equipment ready before we head west. Next stop, Nepalganj. Namaste. Well, it's been a slightly anxious start to the day. 4 o'clock alarm call to get to the airport. We knew we were going to be a bit borderline on weight, and unfortunately we've got too much equipment for the plane, so 2 of our bags are going to have to go by road. It's very frustrating to be separated from our kit, but hopefully we'll be reunited when we get to Dolpa later on today.
Yeah, next season, actually,
Been in storage since 2022. Now emerging from storage. That's a switch bike. So 10 minutes after leaving Dopal, and we have our first puncture.
Within seconds.
Get an extreme close up of this. That is the face of a
we go.
Lovely.
Well, here we are, we've just come up this path, and that's what we've basically come up from right over there, the last village. Hard going. Either you carry your bike or you push it on the rocks. Bike's 12 kg, so that's hard. So I'm carrying probably 20 kgs plus if I've got the bike in the backpack. So it's great, it's hard work, we're sweating up though. Got the electrolytes and the water going, but loving it.
We are going up for Putha to do the highest bike ride. We crossed these trees, and while we were in Kagkot, there was a big heavy rain for 1 week, and at that time there was a big flood here, and
Washed away.
Yeah, the flood washed away. And there is a
Namaste. So not far from Kagkot. It's been a tough second day. We've covered about 8 kilometers. Very, very hot, very humid, and a lot of climbing and descending and climbing again. Some nice drops off into water. So spectacular scenery. It's been an amazing day. We're ready for a rest.
Thank you. Woo. Crack-a-lackin'. Well done,
Well, we stayed overnight at Kagkot, and today we're heading to the next village called Kagkot. It's much steeper than yesterday. Yesterday was quite a tough day, so we're taking the pace a bit slower. The scenery amazing, not quite as hot yet, but it's only 8 AM. So a good day ahead of us. Well, the roar of water has followed us all the way from the start in Jopul. Back there, huge volume of water. The river was 3 times the width. And now we're in a really steep valley, really angry water below us. It's quite extraordinary to think that all this material has been moved out of this valley just by water. Well, after all the height we've gained today, we've now come all the way back down into the valley, onto the riverbed. If this was another metre higher, we wouldn't have got through here. The river is swollen with the monsoon rains.
Put some brakes on or sissy.
You wanna put some brakes on or sissy?
Kinema. Namaste.
It's not what you think it is.
Just be clear.
It's demonstrating technique.
Oh, baby.
Try not to pull a Clarkie. Nice one, Tim. It's Giles traversing the perilous drop.
Good bike?
Yeah, the local people, they are seeing the bicycle team first time in this area.
First time bikes in this
Yeah.
area? Never before?
Yeah, we tried before 3 years ago, but there's only in Kagkot we had to carry there. But this time we're riding all the way up and down.
Namaste. It's our third day on the walk-in. We're now at 3,400 meters on our way from our camp at Banda Kaka, and our next stop, I'm pleased to say, is the village of Kagkot. So we're looking forward to meeting everyone at the school in about 2 hours' time. Our descent down towards Kagkot on the floodplain. That's really wonderful. After 6 months of crowdfunding, all our efforts to finally catch a glimpse of the school just on the other side of this beautiful valley where the floodplain is nice and wide, it's open, it's beautiful.
So this mule train is all our gear. Our camping gear, our food, our tents, our bags, everything apart from the backpack and the bike which we have on every day. We're just arriving at the school, which is just, can't see it, just behind Paul Bell.
Final run into Kagkot. after 3 days trekking through the Bora Rab Valley.
Cheeky little incline up into Kagkot.
We're back at the Kagkot school 2 years after I left it in a monsoon weather storm, trying to climb this mountain, and back here with a new team. Bring it on.
आज 30 है
Namaste, namaste, namaste. Welcome, thank you. Namaste. Namaste.
1, 2, 3, 4. Join.
Tenzing.
No, T-I-J.
T-I or E?
T-I-J.
Can you type it and then I'll say it.
This is the connection we're all waiting for.
2021.
So do we have a connection?
I'm checking. I got something. I got downloaded WhatsApp, but I haven't got any mail. It's connected.
We have internet connection.
Oh yeah. Namaste. Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you.
First laptop.
And also this one.
Awesome. Here we go. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
धन्यवाद. अनि यो चाहिँ चार्जर हो चार्जर पहिला कति थियो हाम्रो
थोड़ा थियो.
Wait a minute!
So today is a rest day, so we're off for a 5-hour acclimatisation hike up the hill behind me. Putha Hiunchuli is on the other side of the ridge, so we're hoping to make it up to the top to 4,500 metres. We've just stopped for a break on our acclimatisation trek. We crossed over the bridge, right down to the bottom here, come up through the valley, caught sight of our first snowy peak. Here, and we're going to take this path here all the way up above the tree line. It's about 4,000 meters here, and then hopefully beyond up into the cloud to the ridge, 4,500 meters. And then we go back down to Kagkot to sleep for the night. (1,135 meters of fresh air. Sheer drop off this side of the peak. 4,300 metres, we're on the ridge. That's the end of our acclimatisation for the day. We're just hoping the cloud clears and we catch our first glimpse of Putha Hiunchuli. Good effort for the team.
This is the radio system for the internet down into Kagkot.
In my next life, I'm going to be a Sherpa.
So all of this is sleeping accommodation? Yeah? Namaste. Namaste. So do you sleep in here? Yeah. Can we see? She says it's dirty. I think it's fine. It's very dark though, isn't it? There's no electricity. Wow. I'm not sure we can see this. Can we see beds? Yeah, we can just see a bed. Do they not have mattresses? Oh yeah. So they sleep in here and then they go to, at least they don't have far to go to school. Wow. And is there electric light when the power's on?
Today is very down, yeah?
Yeah, the power's down.
Yeah, power is down, so
Yeah, wow.
there are no charge.
And they have a toilet here,
Yeah,
and then the kitchen.
toilet and kitchen.
So do they cook for themselves?
Small kitchen.
Oh, that's nice.
So we're back at the Tenjing Norge School in Kagkot. It's Saturday the 21st of September. That's why there's no kids around. We've had a chance to digest some of the technical requirements for the school and put a bit of a plan of action into place in order to fulfill those requirements. So there's a couple of areas that we need to look at. One is dated infrastructure. Both the access points and the radio receivers at the school are dated, probably 4 or 5 years old, and are not performing as expected. From an internet perspective, bandwidth is incredibly tight. We're probably getting about a meg of bandwidth. From an access point perspective, and the local area network is very subpar. So we're almost unable to connect one machine to another machine on the local area network. Now, from a priority perspective, the local area network is actually the #1 priority. The ability to provide central file storage and then distribute those files to machines set up in a classroom by classroom basis is critical to the functioning or efficient functioning of the learning system at the school. So that's something we need to address as a #1 priority. Feelings around that is they have 7 laptops. We need to standardize the Windows configuration across those laptops and then have them network together in a better way than they are now. So that's #1. The other thing is typical sort of school requirements, things like printer sharing, the ability to print off class notes or schoolwork or things like this. Kind of unique to the challenge that, something I haven't come across before in a local area network is the kind of font requirements, and the ability to stick Nepalese fonts on these machines is also going to be critical to the success. Secondary to that then is about how we connect to the outside world and get access to the kind of internet speeds that allow for video to be used in the classroom. That's going to be the second phase of this process. And I think that, within 3 or 4 months, we should be able to come up with a solution that provides faster bandwidth. Theoretically, the school should be getting 75 megs of bandwidth, which would enable them to access things like Khan Academy and international learning standards. And that's really something that we need to focus on. So it's about getting someone to the school, someone that can come and perform the necessary technical adjustments to the local area network and the infrastructure, and then getting that internet in place. I think once we've got those 2 things done, we're on a good wicket, and the kids have a great base and foundation for learning as they move forward. Well, that was September 2024. Let's cut forward a year to September 2025. So what's changed for the kids at the school since then? Well, the first lesson we learned is that things take time in Nepal. It's just taken longer than we'd like to get things done. Before the trip, the team raised money in 2 funds, one for the general school facilities and one for the school technology. On the facility side, the team has now transferred £4,000 for classroom renovations, £1,600 for stationery, toys, desks and benches, and £600 for roof replacement, as well as £1,300 for a resident chef at the school for the next 2 years. This will allow better boarding facilities at the school so children can attend from further away. We're making some headway there. On the technology side, it's been more challenging, largely due to the difficulty in communicating with the service providers on the ground and sourcing the right skills. We have donated extra laptops and have a basic internet connection in place, which we're funding thanks to Backbox and the donations you folks have kindly made. But as you've heard, we need to do more. We need to see how we can increase the speed of the local network as well as the internet, and we've got a few ideas. That's why I'm happy to announce that Scott from ITHQ and I are heading back out to the school. We'll be sourcing the network equipment required and trek back out to Kagkot. Our plan is to configure the network and laptops out in Nepal in spring 2026. It seems like that's the best solution for getting this done. As before, we'll be funding the trip through ITHQ and Struto, but as always would appreciate any donations to help fund the equipment for the school itself. You can find more in the link below. Thanks for getting this far in the video. Find out what happened with the world's highest bike ride in part 2 coming right up.